y'all, and welcome to India Brady Art. Today is going to be another product review from Hippie Crafter. And if you'll know from my last video that I did a review for Hippie Crafter's Epoxy Resin. Today it's going to be vinyl sheets, and there's 25 matte and 25 glossy. Now I will admit, I do confess that I did work with these before doing this video. So I have used some of the colors. So now I've got, there's orange. And in today's project, there's going to be, I'm going to do both matte and glossy. So there's those colors. And, which are these colors. Now, this is a little bit heavy because there's 50 sheets of vinyl in here. So, and there's black, so I've used up all but this part of the black, which this is the glossy. There's you know, here are some of the matte colors. I'm not going to go through each and every one of them, but for today's project, see, these are the ones that are matte, and then these are the glossy ones. In today's project, I'm going to be doing what I call a hippie cup, and it's going to be a 20-ounce skinny straight from Stainless Depot. And it's just, I'm going to do it in, I'll get to the color in a minute, but I'm going to try and get this back in its little envelope here. Yeah, I'm gonna hold these out and see, put this back in, hold this out, because these are the colors I'm going to be using a little bit later on. Now I'm going to do these, I'm going to cut these out of my Cricut, the artwork that I'm going to be using, images, whatever you want to call them. And you're saying, well, you have vinyl sheets. Do you have your own transfer tape? And no, I got the transfer tape also. Transfer tape sheets. A lot of your transfer tapes come in the rolls, which I don't like, because when you unroll the vinyl, it just rolls right back up. And I don't like that. I like to just, you know, lay it down and be able to cut it out. So this is part of a sheet that I've already used. And the great thing about this is that it's got a grid on the back. So if you do need to measure your image, that's a good way to go. Now, I'm going to put that over there. This has 20 sheets of 12 by 12, which is standard for a, it's standard for any vinyl and any transfer sheets. Okay, y'all, so I've got a 20-ounce straight skinny, or skinny straight. Anyway, there's 20 ounces there, and it's a straight tumbler from Stainless Depot. And the paint that I have is acrylic paint from Liquitex Basics, and it's a light blue permanent. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my, oh, and the glitter I'm using is Yoo-Hoo Blue from Glitter Makes It. And what I'm going to be doing is getting out my Mod Podge paintbrush. I found these online. I found them in Amazon. And they come in that box there. I think there's 6 or 8 of them. But the bristles on the brush are super, super soft. And I'm going to take my paint and just paint the whole entire tumbler. And the reason why I'm not sanding it is because this has a medium body to it, so it's not gonna, run all over the tumbler. I think most acrylic paints are like a medium body, except for I think your expensive ones that come out a lot thicker. Those of you that paint can correct me on that. But I have a ton of paint, which I have from my paint pouring days. I've got a lot of paint left, so. And as you can see, I'm just, going over the whole entire tumbler with the glue, or with the glitter. This glitter is a super fine glitter, which makes it kind of easy because you don't have to go along and kind of roll it in paper to flatten it out or anything like that. So I'm going to pour the glitter back in the jar. Those jars I got from Amazon. They're spice jars. And I just took my labeler. I could have used my Cricut, but I didn't have a Cricut back then. And what I'm going to do is take this outside and spray it with that Rust-Oleum 2 times, I think it's ultra clear. And it's the next day, so of course this is going to be dry. And I should have looked before I sprayed it, or even now, because you can see there's paint and glitter on the bottom of that tumbler. But I've taken 20 milliliters of epoxy and just spreading it all over the cup. And I do apologize, y'all, for being out of frame probably 99% of this video. But yeah, I just need to learn to, sit or work closer to the middle of the table. I don't, as you can tell, I don't do the bottom of my tumblers because I don't know. To me, it just bothers me having paint and stuff on the bottom of a tumbler. I don't know why. It's just me, but I don't like it. So I don't decorate the bottom of it. But I've gone ahead and cut these images on my Cricut Design Space. And the images were free, which is pretty cool. For all of these images, just go into your Cricut Design Space and look for retro. I think I looked for retro flowers, and that's where I got the flower images. And then I tried just typing in retro, and it gave me the rest of my images. So, and they were free. I did have a subscription, but I don't use my Cricut that much to, you know, to have an account with them. And as you can see, this says groovy. I really liked it because it had the peace signs for the O's. And this vinyl is easy to weed. It kind of doesn't look like it does. I'm sorry, it does, but I don't know if it was my lighting or what, but it was hard for me to see the lines when I cut and then when I weed. I don't know if it was my lighting or maybe I don't know. I don't know what it was. Yeah, you can see where I put that tape on my shirt and rubbed it, because that tape is strong. And you'll hear at the end of this video, you'll hear my critique of this cup and my review of the vinyl and the transfer. That's why I don't talk about it now. But yeah, I mean, that tape is really easy to weed, so, which is a plus, because you don't want to be sitting there struggling with tape and everything. So trust me, I've done that in the past, and I couldn't, especially with Cricut transfer tape. I don't know. It's just too. I don't know if it's too thick or if I got the wrong setting or whatever, but yeah, I never did like it. I couldn't never get the vinyl to stick to the transfer tape. Anyway, me and Cricut transfer tape don't get along. And then I ordered some other tape off of Amazon, and that didn't work for me either. Then I went to packing tape, and that worked. And I thought, well, why don't you use the same brand tape as the same brand vinyl? Well, I chunked that idea in the trash, because that's what I did with Cricut. You use their tape and their vinyl, but with Hippie Crafter, you use their tape and their vinyl, and everything works out great. I mean, it just came out awesome. So, go figure. Some people have all the luck in the world with, especially Cricut tape and vinyl, and I don't know about y'all, but so I'm just going through, and there's sort of no rhyme or reason for me putting these images where I'm placing them. So, hopefully y'all enjoy the no method to my madness. And those flowers sort of reminded me of Laugh-In. If any of y'all out there back in the day used to watch Laugh-In, that's what those flowers remind me of. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you want to tag or share, go ahead and do that. Leave me comments, and I've got affiliate links and coupon codes down in the description. Yeah, that's the what do you call it? I guess that's the end of placing the images on the cup. Now what I'm going to do is on my Cricut vinyl, I cut out strips, and I don't remember, I think for a 20 ounce I cut, I think it was 9.5, and I don't know what the width is that I cut. I'll have to go back and do some investigating, but that'll be in the description box also. So I'm just going to put a strip at the top and a strip at the bottom. And I've got this video sped up because, yeah, I can't sit here for over an hour and talk. I could play music, but it's, you know, it would get kind of boring because all I'm doing is laying down strips of tape. Now that tape that I'm placing on top of the black tape, that's not from Hippie Crafter, that's from Amazon, and it's I believe it's nail tape. And I had wanted it to put thinner, not thinner tape, but tape that's, what do you call it, skinnier than that tape that I'm putting on there now. And I started to put it on there, and I came back, and by the time I got finished, the tape that I put down first started to roll up and come off the tape. So yeah, I just got rid of it and didn't leave it on there. Now this is the finished project, and it's kind of frustrating because I'm kicking my own self in the butt because that tape lifted. I did not seal it. I just forgot to seal it. I was so excited to get it finished, get the, you know, epoxy on there, and just didn't even think about sealing it. So yeah, it came up, it lifted. The black didn't, but the nail art tape lifted and left a big bump. Plus it's out of place. The overall experience that I had with it, the layout I don't like because the groovy should have been placed vertically. I love the graphics, or not the graphics, but the images. And the vinyl, some of the vinyl had little air bubbles in it, but I didn't, you know, I knew it was going to be okay. I didn't have to rub over it a lot to try and get the bubbles out. But what I did here was I painted the bottom and dried it with my heat gun and autographed it and put UV resin on top of it. But eventually I want to go into Cricut Design Space, or just bring in some type of graphics in order to design my own logo, to where I can, when I do make tumblers, I can go ahead and have a bunch of them cut and just slap them on the bottom with the coat of UV, and it'll be done, because that looks like a second grader did it. So that is not my it is my signature, but I did the best I could with, the situation. So when I was talking about my affiliates before, I'm going to have at least one new affiliate for me, which is going to be Let's Resin, and I'll have that in the description box. I don't know if the link is going to work or not, or the code. So I'm just warning you ahead of time. It may not work, but if anything like that happens, if any of my links don't work, just shoot me an email and let me know. Also, if you want to buy me a coffee to help support my channel, my PayPal link is in the description. What else is down there? I don't know of any other not subscription, affiliate links. But that's it. Go out and get you some Hippie Crafter vinyl and transfer tape, because yeah, I like it. And that's it for that. So y'all stay safe, and be kind, and until next time, dare to create.